Justin. I play drums.
I'm David, bass player, eye candy.
I'm Connor, I play guitar.
I'm Brett, I do vocals.
I love them, honestly. I mean, they were like really
they were, like,
powerful.
alright.
They're just okay. No, they were really powerful, really deep. Like, it's just what this band needed, I think. So they fit really well.
We had two great candidates, so it was kind of a hard decision, but and they were both really good, like I said, but Brett really had great highs and great lows, and that's just what we were looking for, is the diversity that he brought to the table.
Yeah, but he told me it was an idea of a strive to do better for yourself and to just be successful, and it's a sickness to do better. That's what he told me.
I feel like the metal scene is always kind of pushed down compared to like the other genres, but I feel like the best thing is for bands that are just up and coming to not give up and to actually get their names out there, start playing shows. I mean, the metal scene, it's gonna be around for as long as we want to keep it alive, and I would hate to see it go away. So, I mean, just bands get out there, go play shows, and keep kicking ass.
Yeah, but I think for the past couple of years it's been on a slow decline, but with all the local shows going on recently, it seems like it's kind of going back up. And yeah, just support for each other's bands, and just going to shows in general, playing shows, getting your name out there, like Justin said, is definitely the key. But yeah.
I was definitely surprised joining this band. It was actually my first experience playing metal. I got into this band because I met Dan, the original singer, and bought a cymbal from him. I also play drums, and he needed a bass player for his band, and that's actually how I ended up joining this band. So that was really my first experience playing metal, and I was surprised actually with the strength of this scene. Might be shrinking in number a little bit, but I'd say that within itself, it's as strong as ever, and I was really struck by that.
Yeah, just even bands supporting each other. It's everyone's so supportive in the metal scene. Like, we're all just kind of like one big family. So it's kind of like, even if we had like two fans out there, we're still gonna play 100% for those two fans that are in the audience.
I think there should be like more live shows and stuff, because you get like one like a month that sounds like interesting enough to go to. I think we should have like bigger bands coming through, more shows that people want to get on, and like to actually shows that people will actually come to, not like small little ones. So like these local bands that play like 20 people for, if they have like some huge band come in, have like a bunch of like really popular bands come in, and like having a bunch of locals open for them. It'd be really cool, because it's going to draw a lot of attention and stuff. That would be.
Teenager Dave was actually really into emo, I know. Brand New was big, Jimmy Eat World, Amber Pacific, those kind of bands. I do a variety, but some of my metal influences are definitely August Burns Red, Parkway Drive, that kind of a thing.
Cool, Parkway Drive.
Justin didn't play metal before he joined the band either, really. Did you?
No, I didn't. I played it a little bit for fun, but I was more like
Yeah, I like how he just jumped into this.
everything.
Like,
Well, I didn't listen to metalcore. I didn't even know like the different genres. Like, I knew just metal was metal, but
it's screamo, guys. Come on.
yeah, like screaming and. No, I listened to like Nile and Flesh God Apocalypse, like Rage Against the Machine, like that stuff. Rush was what I got started on though when I was like in 4th grade. I started listening to them, or 3rd grade actually, and then I got my first drum set in 5th grade just because I listened to Neil Peart, and I'm like, all right, I have to do that. I was like, I think I can play that. So I'm like, yeah, why not? But yeah, I didn't really know there was like 600 different branches of metal. I didn't know Viking metal was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember when I first talked to Dan, the original vocalist, when I met him at a Guitar Center. He's like, oh yeah, so do you know any like these bands? He rattled off like probably said like Parkway Drive, Oxburns Red. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I could probably play it though, so. But I already had like the heavy influence before, so it wasn't that hard to transition over.
By the time I joined the band, I was mostly listening to like older metal, like a
Boys
lot
Like
of,
Girls.
like 80s.
Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
Fall Out Boy.
Yes,
Metal.
yes.
Yeah, I actually liked them in the earlier days.
I listened to a lot of,
Beaver.
is that like Marcy Playground?
It's too late now to say sorry.
So yeah, I listened to like a lot of old metal and stuff, like a lot of like old like thrash bands like Metallica and Slayer and Megadeth and Exodus and all that. And I started getting into like some more modern stuff with like Lamb of God and Slipknot and lots of anything that was like kind of groove metal. I really I caught on to like Mudvayne or anything that was like groove metal. And then I started listening to metalcore and stuff like Oxburns Red and Parkway Drive and After the Burial, Veil of Maya and all like this progressive shit.
I started out listening to like punk music. I was really big on Green Day, Blink-182, and around like 6th or 7th grade, I really got into bands like Bring Me the Horizon back in their like metalcore days, and but ever since like 6th, 7th grade, that's pretty much all I listened to. That and like pop punk. I have a very wide variety, but yeah, it's pretty much what I listen to.
Make sure you have time for it first, because it's definitely a commitment. Even we still struggle sometimes getting together once a week, just because everyone's schedules are so, like, we're all pretty busy. But I mean, if you have time for it and it's really something you're passionate about, I mean, I see no reason why you can't just go for it.
But get the right people and, you know, really go at it. If you do it halfway, it's going to fall apart. It's something that you really have to commit to.
I mean, look at us, like Jesus Christ.
Get people you can put up with. That's
Yeah.
that's definitely key.
People who are definitely committed will go a long way with you, so that's definitely key.
'Cause, I guess you should just do literally like anything you want, anything that like is like anything you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with experimenting, don't experiment. Just stay writing the same stuff over and over again. Try to like master like a certain sound. Or if you feel like experimenting, you can have a million different sounds and be one band. I think that's awesome too. I think it'd be cool for the band to do something like that. But you gotta stay dedicated, and you have to have a group of guys that aren't gonna just bail on you half the time. Like Mittens. Mittens is a dick. But stay committed. And don't treat it like a job, because when you treat it like a job, it gets boring and you're gonna hate it. It's a rejuvenation, I think.
Yeah.
But
It sucks to be part of the scene that I feel like we almost put in some like the most effort to reap like the least amount of
yeah,
reward.
benefits.
But I mean, I can't really say it because honestly, just playing is rewarding in itself. You know, it doesn't matter about the money or fame or anything. It's just as long as I'm up there playing music, that's all that matters. It's kind of like you put all your hours practicing and all those blood, sweat, and tears just into that one song or that one set where you can just get into it with the crowd. And when you're playing your music and people are enjoying it and just seeing them like mosh and feel the same way that you do about metal, it's just kind of nice to see. I mean, just that energy. That's what metal's mostly about, is the energy. I feel like it's got the most energy out of any genre of music.
Metal definitely packs the punch, but there's a lot of heart in it too. I think is
Over display of
whether
power.
you're singing and writing lyrics or you're playing bass, you know, you can put emotion into it, you can put heart into it, and dynamic, and so having that opportunity to do it publicly and do it the way you want to in a relatable way, I think is awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of passion and like raw emotion, and you can feel it in the songs live. And when people are accepting of it and like it themselves, it's just a awesome, rewarding feeling. Just to play your music for people, and just the feedback on it is, let alone itself, pretty awesome.
Go to 7-Eleven and get a large pizza, 2-liter Mountain Dew, and 2 double cheeseburgers, and I eat all that.
Yeah, that's not for us. That's
that's-
all on one receipt for him.
Sometimes I throw like 2 rock stars in there too, but that
Yes.
got a little. That was a lot of caffeine for that show. I thought my heart was gonna stop.
I
So
wonder why.
Isn't that the last show? We went to Wendy's and you bought like 3 cheeseburgers or
yeah, I got,
Oh yeah, last show we couldn't do it because there wasn't a 7-Eleven
I
around.
didn't, yeah, because
But-
I didn't eat anything all day, so I'm like, shit, I'm hungry. So like, well, someone was playing. We just left and went to Wendy's. And I got like a triple and 2 spicy chicken sandwiches. And then I'm like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, like
Went
a-
back, we played our set.
It's like a-
Feed the family.
I think he bought multiple 4 for 4s that night.
Well, that was
That was for
for
him,
for
yeah.
Dave.
Oh, okay.
The humble 4 for
It's
4.
the-
You've
Usually
you've
it's an
eaten
energy
4
drink and some
for 4s that night.
taquitos and some buffalo chicken rollers from the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, we get like normal stuff. We get like a bag of chips and a drink, not, you know, the entire like store.
Yeah, 4 for 4s the one
4.
time. Yeah, it was,
That's
Yeah,
16.
I had like an Arnold
That's like a
Palmer
16 for
okay.
16.
it's just annoying because I remember
That's
walking in my house with 4 drinks. My mom's like, "Who's that for?" I'm like, "Me."
Damn.
I wish they could just give me just 1 large. Like I don't need 4 medium cokes.
I just need the large, extra large.
Yeah, just give me a bucket of Coke and I'll be fine.
And it all just sits there because he doesn't go to the gym ever.
Yeah.
I mean, look at him.
You're a fat loser and you have body odor.
I think we need to talk about how this is affecting us.
I love that.
Is this an intervention now?
It's an
Let's change it over
intervention.
real quick.